My beloved child, listen very carefully, because this is not a random moment and this is not a random message. On February 16th, something shifts in the unseen realm around your life, and Archangel Michael is stepping forward right now to warn you, guide you, and protect what is about to unfold. A person is coming toward you with a hidden gift, but there is a reason heaven is urging you to see this before they knock at your door. What you do with this awareness will determine whether this moment becomes a blessing multiplied or a lesson learned the hard way. Hear this clearly. This is not just about a physical door. It is about access. Someone is being permitted to step closer into your space, your emotions, your home, or your plans. And while their hands appear open, not everything they carry is visible at first glance. Archangel Michael says this is why timing matters. February 16th is a checkpoint date, a spiritual intersection, a moment where discernment becomes your shield. Do not panic. This is not a message of fear. This is a message of preparation. What heaven warns, it is always because heaven intends to protect. Right now, Archangel Michael is standing guard, sword lowered but ready, watching the movement of someone connected to your destiny path. This person may already be known to you. They may have your number, your address, your trust, or at least your attention. Or they may arrive suddenly, introduced by circumstances that seem ordinary. But what they bring is layered. There is a gift, yes, but it is hidden because it is wrapped in intention, timing, and choice. This is where many people miss it. They assume gifts always arrive clean, obvious, and glowing. But some blessings arrive disguised as inconvenience. Others come wrapped in delay, humility, or even confusion. And some gifts are tests, meant to reveal whether you have grown strong enough to recognize value without being blinded by surface appearances. Archangel Michael says, watch how they approach. Do they rush you? Do they pressure you? Do they insist you decide quickly, before you can pray, breathe, or seek peace? That is your first signal. Anything aligned with heaven never demands urgency without clarity. Divine doors do not need to be forced open. On February 16th, your intuition will be louder than usual. Small feelings will speak big truths. A hesitation you cannot explain. A calm you did not expect. A question that rises in your heart without words. Do not ignore these signals. This is how Archangel Michael communicates protection, through awareness, not alarm. Understand this. The hidden gift is not just something you receive. It is something that reveals. It may reveal who is genuine and who is only curious. It may reveal whether someone is meant to stay or only to pass through. It may even reveal a strength in you that you forgot you had. This person's arrival is connected to a cycle closing. Something you once asked heaven for is now responding, but not in the form you imagined. And this is where wisdom is required. Many people pray for answers, then reject them because they do not look familiar. Archangel Michael is asking you to slow down internally. You do not need to delay action, but you must delay assumption. Look beyond words. Look beyond appearances. Look beyond promises. Watch consistency. Watch tone. Watch how they treat your boundaries. These details matter more than the gift itself. There is also something else you must know. Not everyone who brings a gift is meant to carry it all the way into your life. Some are carriers, not companions. They deliver what was assigned, then exit. If you cling to the person instead of honoring the purpose, you may miss the completion of what God intended. This is why discernment is protection. On February 16th, do not over-explain yourself. Do not feel guilty for taking time. Silence will serve you better than speeches. Observation will protect you more than confrontation. Archangel Michael says your calm authority will confuse anyone who intended to manipulate, and it will comfort anyone who is genuine. If this message feels unusually specific, it is because it is targeted. This is not for everyone. This is for the one who has been sensing movement, feeling watched, not in fear but in awareness. The one who has felt a subtle something is coming but could not name it. This is your confirmation. When the knock comes, literal or symbolic, you will not be caught off guard. You will recognize the moment. And because you saw this before it happened, you will respond from strength, not surprise. Hold this in your spirit. Gifts from God never steal your peace. They may stretch you, but they do not rush you. They may challenge you, but they do not confuse you. Peace is your compass. Stay with me, because what comes next will reveal why this timing is so precise, and why ignoring this moment could delay something far greater that heaven has already prepared for you. Chosen one, open your heart a little wider now, because what Archangel Michael reveals next is the reason this moment feels heavier than usual. The days leading into February 16th are not random days. They are days of alignment. Heaven is arranging circumstances, conversations, delays, and even interruptions so that when this person approaches you, you are not operating from your past wounds, but from your present authority. Archangel Michael says there has been growth in you that you yourself have not fully acknowledged. You have learned to pause where you once reacted. You have learned to listen where you once explained. And you have learned to protect your peace without feeling the need to justify it. This growth is exactly why the hidden gift is being sent now and not earlier. If it had arrived before, you might have mishandled it, misunderstood it, or attached yourself to the wrong meaning. This person coming toward you carries something that connects to responsibility. Not burden, but responsibility. Something that requires maturity to hold. It may involve trust, information, opportunity, reconciliation, or access to something you have prayed about quietly. And this is why Archangel Michael is so intentional about your posture. The way you receive will shape the outcome. Pay attention to how your body reacts before your mind understands. Sometimes your spirit recognizes truth faster than logic can explain it. A sense of calm is not always comfort. Sometimes it is confirmation. And discomfort is not always danger. Sometimes it is exposure of what needs light. Ask yourself, do I feel rushed or do I feel anchored? That answer will guide you. Archangel Michael also says something important. Not every smile is a signal, and not every hesitation is a warning. This is why balance is required. Do not become suspicious of everyone, but do not become careless either. Discernment is not fear, it is clarity. You are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to take time. You are allowed to say, "Let me think about this," without guilt. There is a pattern being broken here. In the past, you may have felt that when someone knocked, you had to open immediately, prove yourself, or overextend to be accepted. That season is over. Now you open from wisdom, not from need. Archangel Michael says your worth no longer depends on who chooses you. You choose with heaven. This message is also about timing your words. Silence will reveal more than interrogation. Let people show you who they are through consistency. Watch what they do after the first interaction. Watch if their energy remains respectful when you do not give instant access. Genuine intentions do not fade when boundaries appear. Manipulation does. On February 16th, something subtle but powerful happens. Clarity replaces curiosity. You will know whether this person is meant to walk with you, walk past you, or simply hand you something and leave. And whatever the outcome, you will not feel loss. You will feel alignment. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that the hidden gift is not always what you keep. Sometimes it is what you learn. Sometimes it is what you are finally free from. Sometimes it is confirmation that you were right to wait, to heal, to grow. Now listen carefully. If this message is resonating, it is not by chance that you are here hearing it. Messages like this reach those who are positioned to act, not just to listen. And this is where your participation matters. When you engage, you anchor the message deeper into your awareness. If this is speaking to you, take a moment to show it. Like this message so it reaches others who are standing at a similar doorway. Share it with someone who needs clarity right now. Leave a comment declaring that you are choosing discernment over impulse. And if you have not yet aligned yourself with this space, subscribe so you stay connected to messages that prepare you before things happen, not after. This community grows through obedience and awareness. When you support it, you are not just supporting a channel, you are helping light reach someone who feels unsure at a critical moment. Archangel Michael also reminds you that attention is a form of stewardship. What you give your focus to grows. So keep your focus on peace, not pressure. On truth, not noise. On what aligns, not what flatters. There is more to this unfolding. The reason the gift is hidden is tied to something deeper that will be revealed step by step. Do not rush ahead. Let the message unfold as it is meant to. Hold on, because what is coming next explains why this person's arrival is connected to a door you did not even realize was about to open. My precious one, settle your spirit now, because Archangel Michael is revealing the deeper layer behind this encounter. This is not only about who is coming, but about what heaven is correcting inside you before they arrive. February 16th marks a spiritual recalibration. Something within you is being adjusted so that old patterns do not repeat themselves under new faces. Archangel Michael says there was a time when you mistook attention for assignment. You assumed that because someone showed interest, they were meant to stay. But heaven has taught you through silence, through distance, through unanswered expectations. You have learned that not everyone who approaches carries covenant. Some carry contrast. They show you what you no longer need to tolerate. This is why the hidden gift is not obvious. If it were obvious, your old instincts might take over. But now, the gift requires discernment, not excitement. Wisdom, not emotion. And this is proof of growth. You are no longer led by urgency. You are led by alignment. Archangel Michael wants you to know that this person's arrival will activate memory. Old feelings may resurface. Familiar dynamics may try to replay. This is not regression. This is confirmation. Heaven is showing you how far you have come. You will notice that what once pulled you no longer has the same grip. What once confused you now feels clear. What once intimidated you now feels small. There is also a warning wrapped in love here. Do not romanticize the moment. Do not over-spiritualize the person. Keep your eyes open and your heart steady. God does not hide destiny behind chaos. He hides it behind humility, patience, and peace. Archangel Michael says the enemy often tries to imitate timing. He sends distractions that look like answers and shortcuts that look like blessings, but they always demand something from you that God never does. Your peace, your integrity, or your boundaries. Pay attention to what is required of you. If it costs you your clarity, it is too expensive. On February 16th, the power will be in how you respond, not in what you say. You do not need to impress. You do not need to explain your past. You do not need to promise anything. Presence will speak louder than performance. Come will speak louder than confidence. Truth does not rush to be believed. There is a door involved here that you did not realize was still closed. Not because it was locked, but because you were not ready to walk through it without losing yourself. That door is now responding to your maturity, and this person is connected to that door, but they are not the door themselves. Remember this. Do not confuse the messenger with the destination. Archangel Michael is guarding this moment closely because it determines the next season of your life. The way you handle this encounter affects what is released next. And heaven trusts you now. That trust is not given lightly. Let this settle in your spirit. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not missing out. Everything is aligning in divine order. What arrives now arrives because you can handle it without breaking, bending, or betraying yourself. And now, receive this instruction gently but firmly. When the moment comes, respond with wisdom, not nostalgia. With prayer, not impulse. With authority, not fear. You are not who you used to be, and the outcome will reflect that. If this message is speaking to your spirit, pause here and seal it. Type "I receive divine discernment" in the comments if you are ready to recognize gifts without losing your peace. Blessing code 864 has just been released over your life. Now hear this word flowing into this moment. This message did not reach you by accident, and this channel exists for a reason greater than views or numbers. Souls are being prepared, protected, and redirected through these words. And I am inviting you into that mission with me. I hear the Lord say, "Those who sow into this ground are lighting lamps for those still walking in darkness." When you support this work through super thanks, membership, or PayPal, linked in the description, you are not giving to a channel. You are sending light ahead of someone else's February 16th moment. I am personally inviting you to act on this stirring, because obedience in moments like this opens rivers you did not expect. As you give, may heaven multiply discernment in your life, protect your home, and accelerate every delayed promise. Do it now. Release the seed, and watch God respond. Beloved soul, draw closer now, because what Archangel Michael reveals in this moment explains why your spirit has felt unusually alert lately. That quiet awareness you have been carrying is not anxiety. It is preparation. Heaven had been tuning your sensitivity so you do not miss what matters when the timing converges. Archangel Michael says that after February 16th, you will look back and realize that signs were everywhere. Small interruptions, delayed replies, unexpected pauses, even moments where plans shifted without explanation. These were not obstacles. They were adjustments. God was slowing certain things down so that this encounter would not collide with confusion or unfinished healing. There is something important you must understand about this person who is approaching. They are not arriving to take from you, but they will test what you give. Not intentionally, but naturally. Their presence will reveal how well you now guard what is sacred. Your time, your emotional energy, your access, your trust. This is not a test meant to fail you. It is a confirmation that you are no longer careless with what heaven restored. Archangel Michael says you once overextended yourself in situations where you should have observed. You poured into places that had no capacity to hold what you carried. But now, restraint has become wisdom. Silence has become strength. And this is why the hidden gift can be trusted to reach you now. Be aware of this subtle shift that will happen when the interaction occurs. You will notice that you are not seeking validation from this person. You are not trying to secure their approval. You are simply present. That neutrality is power. It allows truth to surface without pressure. There is also a divine reversal happening here. In the past, you may have felt like the one waiting, hoping, or wondering. But in this moment, the energy is different. You are the one being observed. Your response, your steadiness, your discernment are what will determine how far this connection goes. Archangel Michael reminds you that doors do not open loudly. They open when alignment meets obedience. And sometimes, the knock you hear is not from another person. It is from God asking if you are ready to receive differently than before. This next phase requires you to remain grounded. Do not rehearse outcomes in your mind. Do not assume intention before it is revealed. Let things unfold at their proper pace. Divine timing never needs assistance from anxiety. There is something else being protected here that you may not yet see. Your future peace. The life you are building quietly. The stability you are stepping into. Heaven is guarding these things fiercely. That is why Archangel Michael is involved. He does not intervene casually. He stands watch when something valuable is at stake. If at any moment you feel an inner check, honor it. You do not need evidence to respect intuition. Discernment often speaks before proof appears, and when it does, you will be grateful you listened. This message is also releasing you from the pressure to be perfect. You do not have to say everything right. You do not have to manage impressions. You do not have to control the narrative. Truth does not need performance. It needs presence. Archangel Michael says that after this encounter, something will settle in you. A quiet confidence, a sense of closure or confirmation. Even if the interaction is brief, it will leave clarity behind. You will know what to carry forward and what to release. Do not underestimate small moments. Some conversations shift entire seasons. Some meetings redirect years. And some gifts reveal themselves only after reflection. You are being guided step by step. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is wasted. And nothing is arriving without purpose. Stay anchored. Stay observant. Stay aligned. Because what follows this moment is not confusion. It is order. And the next door that opens will not require you to knock twice. My dear one, breathe deeply as you receive this, because Archangel Michael is now drawing your attention to what happens after the knock. Many focus so much on the moment of arrival that they forget the importance of what follows. Heaven is not only preparing you for the encounter itself, but for the decisions that come quietly afterward, when no one is watching and no voices are influencing you. Archangel Michael says the real work begins in the silence that follows interaction. When the door closes again. When the conversation ends. When you are alone with your thoughts. That is where discernment either matures or weakens. And this time, it will mature. There will be a pause after. This person enters your awareness. It may last hours, days, or even a short season. Do not interpret that pause as uncertainty. It is integration. God allows space so truth can settle without interference. You are not meant to rush into conclusions. You are meant to notice what remains consistent once emotions fade. Pay close attention to what lingers in your spirit. Does peace remain or does it slowly drain? Do you feel steady or do you feel subtly unsettled? These feelings are not random. They are signals. Archangel Michael says heaven speaks most clearly when the noise dies down. This is also a moment where temptation may appear, not temptation in the obvious sense, but temptation to return to old habits of thinking, to overanalyze, to assume responsibility for outcomes that are not yours to carry. to replay words and search for hidden meanings that do not exist. Resist this. You are not required to decode everything. What is meant for you will not hide behind confusion. Archangel Michael wants you to remember that clarity does not always come as excitement. Sometimes it comes as relief. A deep exhale. A sense of I do not have to force this. That feeling is sacred. Protected. There is a reason heaven waited until now to bring this alignment. You have learned to sit with uncertainty without rushing to fill it. You have learned that silence does not mean absence. And because of this, you will not sabotage what is forming. Something is being confirmed in you through this process. Your ability to trust yourself again. Not impulsively but wisely. Not emotionally but spiritually. This is restoration at work. Archangel Michael also speaks of restraint. You may feel an urge to share this experience with others immediately. You seek validation or advice. Be cautious. Not everyone needs access to what God is unfolding. Some things grow best in privacy. Protect the early stages of revelation. What is sacred should not be exposed too soon. This does not mean isolation. It means discernment in communication. Choose carefully who hears your unfolding story. There is power in containment. Another thing you must understand is that this person's role may become clearer through their absence rather than their presence. Watch how they handle space. Watch if they respect your pace. Watch if they allow things to breathe without pressure. These behaviors reveal intention more honestly than words ever could. Archangel Michael says you are stepping into a season where you no longer chase clarity. You attract it by staying aligned. When you do not force outcomes, the right ones find you naturally. If at any point you feel the need to compromise your values to keep something alive, that is your signal. What is from God does not require you to shrink. It does not ask you to betray your standards. It does not pressure you to move faster than peace allows. This message is also closing a door you once left open out of politeness or fear of missing out. That door no longer serves you. And the fact that you feel no regret about closing it is evidence of healing. Archangel Michael says you are not losing opportunities. You are refining them. What remains after refinement is always stronger. As days unfold beyond February 16th, you will notice a subtle shift in how you see people. Less idealization, more clarity, less emotional attachment, more spiritual awareness. This is not detachment. This is maturity. You are becoming someone who can receive without clinging, appreciate without depending, and discern without doubting yourself. This is a powerful place to stand. Trust the process unfolding now. Trust the pauses. Trust the clarity that comes quietly. And trust that what is meant to stay will not need to fight for space in your life. Archangel Michael remains on guard, not because danger is near, but because destiny is active. And what is active must be protected until it is fully established. Remain steady. Remain observant. What is unfolding is working exactly as it should. My beloved child, receive this gently, because Archangel Michael is now addressing the internal shift that must happen within you as this season progresses. What is unfolding is not only external movement, but internal alignment. Heaven is training your spirit to respond from authority instead of reaction, from wisdom instead of emotion. There will be moments after February 16th where you are tempted to revisit the situation in your mind, wondering if you handled it correctly, if you said enough, or if you should have done more. Archangel Michael says this temptation is not condemnation. It is a habit trying to survive. You no longer need to replay moments to feel secure. What was aligned will remain aligned without your mental effort. This is where many people unknowingly lose their peace. by trying to manage outcomes that belong to God. But you are being invited into rest. Not passivity, but trust. Trust that what heaven orchestrates does not unravel when you stop watching it. There is also a strengthening happening in your discernment. You will notice that your reactions are slower, more measured. This is not hesitation. This is mastery. You are no longer easily impressed, easily disturbed, or easily swayed. And that is exactly why certain things can now approach you safely. Archangel Michael says something powerful here. Not everything that approaches you deserves an immediate response. Silence is not avoidance. It is authority when used correctly. You are allowed to observe without engaging. You are allowed to listen without agreeing. You are allowed to pause without explaining. This season requires you to protect your inner environment. What you allow into your thoughts will influence how clearly you hear God. Avoid unnecessary noise. Avoid opinions that cloud peace. Avoid conversations that drain clarity. You are not isolating, you are focusing. There is also a divine invitation in this moment to stand confidently in who you have become. You no longer need to soften your boundaries to appear kind. True kindness includes honesty, clarity, and self-respect. Archangel Michael says your boundaries are not walls, they are gates. And gates open intentionally, not accidentally. Something else is happening quietly. The way people respond to you is changing. Some will feel drawn to your calm. Others may feel uncomfortable around your clarity. This is not something to manage. It is something to observe. Your growth will naturally filter who can walk with you into the next season. This is also a reminder to stay grounded in gratitude. Gratitude anchors you in the present instead of pulling you back into old cycles of anticipation or regret. Thank God not only for what is coming, but for what He has already protected you from. Now pause with me here, because this is important. If these words are resonating with your spirit, it means you are not just listening, you are aligning. And alignment grows stronger when you engage intentionally. Take a moment to like this message so it continues reaching those who are standing at similar crossroads. Share it with someone who needs calm clarity instead of confusion. Leave a comment declaring that you are choosing peace, wisdom, and discernment in this season. If you have not yet subscribed, this is your moment. This space exists to prepare you before shifts happen, not after damage is done. When you subscribe, you stay connected to guidance that helps you recognize divine timing while it is unfolding. And if this message has been grounding you, strengthening you, or clarifying things for you, stay with it. Hold on. What is coming next will connect the unseen protection around you with a very practical outcome you will soon recognize in your daily life. Trust me, this next revelation will bring everything together. Archangel Michael remains present, not as a distant guardian, but as an active protector of your peace. He is watching over the small details, the pauses, the hesitations, the decisions you make when no one else sees. And heaven is pleased with your growth. Continue forward without fear. Continue steady without pressure. What is aligning now will not require force. It will require faithfulness. And you are ready. Beloved one, receive this with stillness, because Archangel Michael is now revealing what is quietly shifting beneath the surface of your everyday life. While you may not see dramatic changes yet, heaven has already begun rearranging the foundation. This is the stage where outcomes are decided long before results are visible. You may notice that your priorities feel different. Things that once consumed your energy now seem less important. Conversations you once chased now feel unnecessary. This is not loss of passion. It is refinement of focus. Archangel Michael says your spirit is aligning with what truly sustains you, not what merely distracts you. After the encounter tied to February 16th, you are stepping into a season of clarity that feels calm rather than explosive. Do not underestimate calm seasons. They are often where the deepest work happens. Loud breakthroughs catch attention, but quiet alignment builds longevity. There is something being restored in you during this time. Trust in your own judgment. Not arrogance, not self-reliance apart from God, but confidence rooted in wisdom. You are beginning to recognize when to move and when to wait without second-guessing yourself. This is a sign of maturity. Archangel Michael says that one of the greatest protections around you right now is your ability to wait without anxiety. Waiting no longer feels like punishment. It feels purposeful. That alone tells heaven that you are ready for more. You may also notice that certain people naturally drift away during this phase. This is not rejection. This is redirection. Alignment always rearranges relationships. Some connections were seasonal, meant to teach you something specific. Others could not follow you into clarity because they were comfortable in confusion. Let them go without bitterness. Gratitude closes doors gently. This season is teaching you how to receive without attachment, to appreciate without expectation, to engage without losing yourself. These are skills that protect destiny. Archangel Michael reminds you that discernment sharpens through experience, not isolation. Do not fear interaction. Fear losing awareness. You are capable now of being present without being pulled off course. That is growth. There will be moments where you sense that something is about to happen, but nothing moves externally. Do not become impatient. Heaven often signals before it acts. Awareness is given first so you are not surprised when action follows. You are also being trained to recognize peace as a decision, not just a feeling. Peace now comes from alignment, not circumstances. This is why external shifts will not shake you the way they once did. Archangel Michael says that what is being formed in you right now is stability. And stability is what allows blessings to remain instead of passing through. Pay attention to how you respond to minor inconveniences during this time. Your reactions will show you how much has healed. Where you once felt frustration, you now feel neutrality. Where you once felt offense, you now feel understanding. These are markers of inner freedom. There is also a new level of authority resting on you. Not authority over others, but authority over yourself. Your thoughts no longer run unchecked. Your emotions no longer dictate your actions. You are learning to lead yourself well. This authority is what allows heaven to trust you with more responsibility. Blessings that carry weight require carriers who can stand steady. You may find yourself less inclined to explain your choices to others. This is not secrecy. It is discernment. Not everyone needs access to your reasoning. Some things are meant to be understood only by you and God. Archangel Michael says that your life is becoming simpler, but deeper. Fewer distractions, clearer direction, stronger boundaries. This simplicity creates space for what truly matters to grow. Do not rush to label this season. Let it unfold. Labels often limit what God is still forming. Remain open, observant, and grounded. You are not waiting for permission anymore. You are waiting for confirmation. And confirmation comes through peace, consistency, and alignment. What is ahead will not feel foreign. It will feel familiar in a way that surprises you, as if your spirit recognizes it before your mind does. That is how divine alignment works. Stay present. Stay aware. Stay anchored. The next movement will come naturally, without strain. Archangel Michael stands watch, not because danger threatens, but because what is being built must be protected until it is fully established. And it will be, my chosen one, quiet your thoughts for a moment, because Archangel Michael is now revealing why this entire sequence has required such precision. What you are stepping into is not just a moment of discernment, but a transfer of spiritual responsibility. Heaven does not entrust deeper clarity to those who rush, panic, or act from emotion. It entrusts it to those who can listen, wait, and obey without needing constant reassurance. Up until now, much of your growth has happened internally. People may not fully see it, but heaven does. Your restraint, your patience, your willingness to pause instead of react, these have been noted. And because of this, you are now being entrusted with insight that protects not only you, but others connected to you. Archangel Michael says this is why the person connected to February 16th was allowed near your life. Not to overpower you, not to redirect you, but to reveal how strong your discernment has become. The hidden gift was never meant to replace something in you. It was meant to confirm something already established. There is a release happening here. A release from self-doubt. A release from needing external confirmation. A release from over-explaining your choices. You are stepping into a season where your inner knowing becomes your guide. And that knowing is anchored in peace, not fear. You may notice that you are less emotionally reactive than before. Situations that once triggered overthinking now pass through you without disturbance. This is not emotional numbness. This is emotional order. Your feelings are no longer in control. They are in alignment. Archangel Michael says this is a sign of spiritual maturity. And maturity attracts stability. Stability attracts trust. And trust attracts doors that do not open for everyone. There is also a quiet authority growing in how you speak, or choose not to speak. You are no longer driven to correct everyone, explain everything, or defend your position. Silence has become intentional. Words have become measured. This is wisdom in motion. Do not mistake this calm for stagnation. Heaven is active even when things appear still. Roots are growing deeper. Foundations are being strengthened. And what grows underground determines what stands above ground. This is also a season where you are learning to recognize when something has run its course. Not everything needs closure conversations. Some things end through understanding, through peace, through release. And that is enough. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that the protection around you right now is not accidental. It is intentional because the next season of your life carries weight. Weight requires stability. And stability is built in seasons like this. There will be moments where you feel a nudge to trust yourself more. To act without over-consulting others. To move forward without waiting for unanimous approval. That nudge is not pride. It is permission. Heaven is teaching you how to carry clarity without becoming rigid. How to stay open without becoming vulnerable to manipulation. This balance is rare, and it is valuable. Now receive this sealing word. Type "I walk in divine clarity" in the comments if you are ready to trust discernment over impulse and peace over pressure. Blessing code 1139 is now activated over your life. This message, and others like it, do not reach people by accident. They reach the ones God is preparing quietly. I hear the Lord saying, those who help carry this word are co-laborers in the harvest. When you support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal in the description, you are not funding content. You are fueling clarity for souls standing at critical doors. I am personally inviting you to act on what you feel stirring right now, because obedience in moments like this releases light into places you may never see but heaven records. As you sow, may God strengthen your discernment, protect your household, and multiply peace in every area of your life. Do it now. Respond to the call and let heaven answer back. Beloved one, remain attentive now, because Archangel Michael is shifting your focus from the moment itself to the season that follows it. Many people prepare for an encounter, but fail to prepare for the responsibility that comes after clarity is given. You are being prepared differently. Heaven is not only showing you what to discern, but how to steward what has been revealed. After everything connected to February 16th settles, you may notice a subtle but powerful change in how you carry yourself. Your posture toward life becomes quieter, more assured. You are no longer scanning for signs the way you once did. Instead, signs seem to follow you. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. Archangel Michael says there is a strengthening of trust happening between you and God. Not the kind of trust that asks for proof at every step, but the kind that moves steadily because it recognizes the shepherd's voice. You are learning the difference between intuition and impulse, between divine nudging and emotional urgency. This discernment will protect you far beyond this moment. There is also a refining of your expectations. You are no longer building your hope on people's potential or promises. You are anchoring it in consistency, character, and peace. This shift alone will save you from future disappointment. You may sense that your tolerance for confusion has decreased. Situations that once lingered now resolve quickly, either by clarity or by release. This is not impatience. It is alignment refusing to coexist with chaos. Archangel Michael says that this is the season where your yes becomes meaningful because your no is strong. You no longer say yes out of fear of missing out. You no longer say no out of fear of rejection. Your responses are measured, intentional, and grounded. There will be moments where people misunderstand your restraint. They may interpret your silence as distance or your boundaries as disinterest. Do not rush to correct their assumptions. Those meant to understand you will not require constant explanation. Those who demand access without respect reveal their own limitations. This is also a season of internal order. Your thoughts feel less scattered. Your decisions feel more deliberate. Your emotions feel less reactive. This does not mean you feel less. It means you feel with clarity. Archangel Michael reminds you that order attracts order. As your inner world becomes structured, your outer world will begin to reflect it. Opportunities align more naturally. Conversations feel more purposeful. Distractions lose their grip. You may notice that certain doors you once knocked on no longer interest you. Not because you failed, but because you have outgrown the space behind them. This is a sign of elevation, not loss. There is also a quiet confidence forming in how you approach the future. You are no longer asking, "What if this goes wrong?" You are asking, "What if this unfolds exactly as it should?" That shift in perspective changes everything. Archangel Michael says you are stepping into a season where peace becomes your filter. If something disrupts it unnecessarily, you recognize it quickly, and you no longer feel obligated to entertain it. This clarity will affect how you manage your time. You will feel less drawn to overcommitment. You will choose depth over volume. Quality over quantity. These choices will compound into stability. Do not underestimate how powerful this season is, even if it feels quiet. Quiet seasons often produce the strongest foundations. What is built now will not easily be shaken later. You are also learning to trust pauses. Not every delay is resistance. Some pauses are protection. Some are preparation. Some are simply God allowing you to rest before movement resumes. Archangel Michael says that you are being positioned to recognize alignment without overthinking it. When something fits, you will know. When it does not, you will not force it. This is the fruit of everything you have walked through. Confusion taught you clarity. Disappointment taught you discernment. Waiting taught you wisdom. As you move forward, carry this truth with you. You are not behind, you are not late, and you are not missing anything meant for you. What is yours will find you in peace, not panic. Remain steady. Remain grounded. What is ahead will not require you to abandon yourself. It will require you to trust who you have become. Archangel Michael continues to stand watch, ensuring that what enters your life now aligns with what God is building within you, and that alignment will speak for itself. My beloved one, stay present with this message, because Archangel Michael is now turning your attention toward how you carry yourself forward after everything has been revealed. This is not a season of dramatic announcements or rushed decisions. This is a season of embodiment. What you have learned is meant to be lived, not explained. You are entering a phase where your energy speaks before your words do. People will sense your clarity even if you say very little. This is because alignment produces a quiet authority that cannot be imitated. You are no longer trying to convince anyone of who you are. You are simply standing in it. Archangel Michael says this is where many people stumble, not because they lack wisdom, but because they forget to apply it consistently. Discernment is not a one-time moment. It is a daily posture. And now, it has become natural for you. You are no longer switching it on and off. It is integrated. You may notice that situations resolve themselves without confrontation. What once required effort now resolves through distance, timing, or truth surfacing on its own. This is divine efficiency. God is doing more with less strain in your life. There is also a new level of emotional regulation settling in. You still feel deeply, but you are not controlled by emotion. You can experience disappointment without losing hope. You can experience joy without clinging to it. This balance is rare, and it is powerful. Archangel Michael reminds you that this stability is what protects future blessings. What cannot be shaken can be trusted with increase, and heaven never releases increase where it cannot remain. This season also changes how you see people. You are no longer scanning for red flags anxiously, nor are you overlooking them optimistically. You see clearly. You accept what is shown without needing to rewrite it. Dishonesty with yourself is freedom. There may be moments where you feel tempted to slip back into old habits of overgiving or over-explaining. When that happens, pause. Breathe. Remember how far you have come. You do not need to earn peace. You are allowed to keep it. Archangel Michael says your discernment is now self-sustaining. You no longer need constant signs to confirm what you already know. This is not distance from God. This is intimacy with Him. As this message continues to reach you, understand that you are not alone in this journey. Many are being prepared in similar ways, quietly, intentionally, without spectacle. And when clarity spreads, it multiplies. If this message has been grounding you, strengthening you, or helping you see your situation differently, take a moment right now to like it so it can reach others who need calm clarity. Share it with someone who may be standing at an unseen crossroads. Leave a comment declaring that you are walking forward with discernment and peace. And if you have not yet subscribed, this is your invitation. Staying connected here keeps you aligned with messages that prepare you before shifts happen, not after confusion sets in. This is not about content, it is about readiness. Now stay with me just a little longer. What comes next will bring all of this together in a way you may not expect. Trust me, you will want to hear how this season concludes and what heaven is positioning you for next. Archangel Michael remains vigilant, not because uncertainty surrounds you, but because authority has been entrusted to you. You are being guarded because you are being trusted. Continue walking steadily. Continue choosing peace. What is ahead will meet you without resistance. And when it does, you will recognize it immediately. Beloved soul, remain still as you receive this, because Archangel Michael is now revealing the meaning behind the stillness you have been walking through. This is not an empty pause. This is a sealing season. Heaven seals what it intends to preserve, and preservation always comes before expansion. You may have noticed that things feel settled in a way you cannot fully explain. Not exciting in the old sense, not dramatic but solid. This is intentional. God is anchoring you so that when movement resumes, it does not pull you off balance. What is coming next will require steadiness, not speed. Archangel Michael says the reason the encounter around February 16th did not explode into immediate change is because God was watching how you handled restraint. Many people ask for doors to open, but few are ready for the discipline required to walk through them without losing alignment. You have shown heaven that you can wait without resentment and move without impulse. There is a quiet maturity now shaping your reactions. You respond instead of react. You choose instead of chase. You release instead of cling. These are not small changes. They are structural. They determine how much weight your future can carry. You may feel less urgency to define what is happening in your life. Labels no longer feel necessary. Explanations no longer feel urgent. This is because you are no longer living for interpretation. You are living in truth. And truth does not need defending. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that this season is teaching you how to remain rooted even when outcomes are not yet visible. This is faith at work. Not emotional faith, but practice faith. The kind that stands steady without reassurance. There is also a purification happening in your desires. You want less, but what you want matters more. You are no longer impressed by access, attention, or appearance. You are grown to substance, consistency, and peace. This refinement protects you from distraction disguised as opportunity. You may notice that your intuition feels sharper now, but calmer. It does not shout. It nudges. It does not overwhelm. It guides. This is how discernment matures. It becomes part of you, not something you struggle to hear. Archangel Michael says this is why certain things have slowed down. Speed would have drowned out wisdom. Silence allows it to rise. And now, wisdom is leading. You are also learning that not every chapter requires an audience. Some growth happens best when it is not observed, when it is not compared, when it is not commented on. Privacy is not hiding. It is honoring what God is still shaping. There is a deeper trust forming between you and heaven. You are no longer asking God to explain everything. You are trusting Him to order it. The trust will be rewarded in ways you do not yet see. This season is also strengthening your ability to say no without guilt. You are recognizing that saying no to what drains you is saying yes to what sustains you. This clarity is protection. Archangel Michael reminds you that peace is not the absence of challenges. It is the presence of alignment. And alignment is what you are walking in now. Do not misinterpret the calm as stagnation. Seeds grow quietly. Roots deepen in darkness. What is being built beneath the surface will soon support visible growth. There will come a moment when something aligns effortlessly, and you will realize that this entire process was preparing you to recognize it without fear, without doubt, without hesitation. You are no longer being trained to react to life. You are being trained to lead yourself through it with wisdom. Archangel Michael continues to stand watch, not because something threatens you, but because something valuable is being finalized. Remain grounded. Remain patient. The conclusion of this season is approaching, and it will arrive with clarity, not confusion. What is next will not surprise you. It will confirm you. My beloved child, receive this final word with reverence, because Archangel Michael is now bringing closure to what heaven has been unfolding step by step. This is not an ending filled with emotion or drama. This is an ending filled with confirmation, the kind that settles deep in your spirit and leaves no room for confusion. Everything connected to February 16th was never meant to overwhelm you. It was meant to prepare you. And now, preparation has become positioning. You are standing in a place where you can recognize alignment without questioning yourself, where you can receive without fear, and where you can walk away without regret. Archangel Michael says the greatest shift did not happen around you. It happened within you. You are no longer governed by anticipation. You are guided by clarity. You are no longer seeking signs desperately. You recognize truth peacefully. That is the mark of spiritual maturity. The person who came with a hidden gift served their purpose, whether they stayed briefly or played a small role. The real gift was not what they carried. It was what was activated in you. Discernment without suspicion. Peace without passivity. Strength without hardness. You are now standing at a threshold, but this time, you are not anxious to cross it. You know that what belongs to you will meet you at the right pace. You have learned that rushing does not speed up destiny. Alignment does. Archangel Michael wants you to hear this clearly. Nothing meaningful has been lost. Nothing valuable has been delayed. Nothing divine has been missed. Every pause, every silence, every moment of waiting served a purpose. And now, the weight of uncertainty has lifted. You may notice that you feel lighter, but not careless. Open, but not exposed. Hopeful, but not desperate. This balance is rare. Guard it. It will carry you far. There will be people who cannot understand your calm. They may expect reactions you no longer give, explanations you no longer owe. Do not shrink to make them comfortable. Your peace is not arrogance. It is alignment. Archangel Michael says you are entering a season where answers come without struggle, where clarity unfolds naturally, where doors open because they recognize who you have become. You are no longer chasing purpose. You are walking in it quietly. Let this truth anchor you. Discernment will continue to guide you. Peace will continue to confirm you. And wisdom will continue to protect you. And now seal this message, because sealing brings completion. Type "I am sealed in divine wisdom" in the comments if you receive this word with clarity and peace. Blessing code 2024 is now activated over your life. And now, as this message comes to rest, hear this invitation flowing naturally from everything you have received. I hear the Lord saying, those who help carry this word help unlock doors for others before fear takes hold. This mission exists to prepare souls, not entertain them. And when you support this work through super thanks, membership, or PayPal, linked in the description, you are sowing into discernment for someone who does not yet know how to hear God clearly. I am speaking to you directly now. If this message protected you, grounded you, or confirmed you, your response is not accidental. Act on it. Release the seed. As you give, may Archangel Michael stand guard over your home, your decisions, and your future, and may heaven multiply peace, clarity, and provision in your life. Do it now. Obey the nudge. Let heaven respond.